What's up, guys? It's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Build It video. Today we're going to be doing a low-level contest of mares walkthrough for Hopo. And later I'm going to be doing a task assessment video. Now, there are some comments here that are not from me. They're from another member in the group who is practicing grading. So you can go ahead and disregard those as to be correct or not correct. I haven't graded their grading, so I'm going to go over that as well throughout the video. Before we begin, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you follow us on Facebook at SimCity Build It, MissyanneTTVYT. We're also on Discord and Instagram, Twitter, etc. Okay, so the first thing that you do is set the scene. What that means is you need to know what player it is you're grading. You know, what level are they? What things do they have unlocked? How many factory slots do they have? That kind of thing. Are they in Mega? You should only really grade tasks if they're in Mega anyways. There's really no point in grading anything but Mega. So, yeah, let's begin. A task assessment is supposed to be where you go through your list and you say what you know about each assignment, and then you mark them into subcategories. The task breakdown is where you break them down into main, rotatable, no touch, cancel. Okay. Or for low-level players, they have another option, which is LR, last resort rotatable, which is usually on things like coins, or let's say like maybe a 1200 repair every now and then. But usually that just gets marked with an R. I don't usually mark people wrong if they put an R on that. But just know that if you mark something no touch, then that means that you know for a fact that there is no situation where you would touch that assignment. Okay? So don't mark it no touch, just assuming you're not going to touch it. You know, make sure that that is actually the case. Now, for low-level players, shop productions and factory productions are premium assignments. Premium assignments are tasks that can be worth up to 3,000 points. Technically, shop productions and most factory productions cannot be worth 3,000 points. But for low-level players, we just consider them premium. Okay? Now, this player knows that, and her task assessment is really bad. So, like I said, I have other players that I'm grading today. Their task assessments are also terrible. When they're in training for a long time, I don't ask that they type up, you know, a whole big thing talking about their assignments. But if you actually want to learn and do good, then maybe you should go the extra mile and do that. Okay? Now, a main assignment is a task that is worth 2,000 points or more. And a premium assignment, like I said, is marked in your Contest to Mayor's Guide. You can refer to that if you need to. Rotatable is a task that you would rotate to bring in more main assignments, something that is below 2,000 points. Okay? A no-touch task is something like a upgrade or something like monster below 2,000. Yeah, that pretty much sums that up for the most part. Okay, so let's begin. The top one only has one marking on it, and that is rotatable. That's wrong. Okay, this we would mark as last resort rotatable option. It is in the streaks, so it is what it is. Okay, but if that was in the main list, you would mark it LR. NP. NP for non-premium, LR for last resort rotatable. Now, main task. That is correct on the war delivery. This would be the first obvious choice, right? Because it's 3,000 points, it's got good opportunity. It's the first obvious choice. It is not a rotatable task. It is a main task. You can't have a main and a rotatable. That doesn't even make sense. Okay, you have main or you have rotatable. So this would be MP, main premium. That's what it should be marked as. So that's the second mistake. The third mistake would be the no touch on the design challenge. Now, normally, yes, you do not touch this assignment. However, there may be a situation where you need to cancel this in order to open up better opportunity. Now, you're going to try as hard as you can to avoid that, but you may not be able to. So it really should be NT/C. Okay? Now, the next one here, she marked as non-premium. rotatable. Rotatable is correct. It is a rotatable assignment, but it's a premium assignment for a low-level player. The next one, she marked as non-premium, which is correct, and she marked it as no touch, which is correct. Okay, now she has non-premium on cargo, which is correct, and rotatable, which is correct. Then she marks it LR. So which one is it? Is it rotatable or is it last resort rotatable? You can't have both, okay? It's rotatable. It's not last resort. That's something that you could easily rotate to bring in something better. It's not something that you would try to avoid, like keys, for example, or keys at 1200 or coins or whatever. So now she has a non-premium keys, which is correct, but then she marks that as rotatable. Okay. Technically, yes, that is rotatable. I would have marked that probably LR because you're not going to rotate that at 1200 points unless it is a really odd occurrence. Maybe you have like no other options in your list and you're just trying to get a couple things to come in before the streaks. Then yes. Or maybe you finish the streaks and for whatever reason that's the highest in your list. Okay? So that one we would mark LR. Now, Epic is non-premium and it's marked as an R, which is correct. Then we have no touch on the upgrade, which is correct. Now here we have a non-premium R. Well, that is a rotatable option, but that's a premium for a low-level player. So that's another mistake. And we have non-premium on the repair, which, like I said, if you mark this with an R, that's fine, but I would start marking them with an LR if they're at their lowest value, okay? Then we have a premium VU that is rotatable, okay? Now you marked a premium as a non-premium. This is a launch rare war card, which can be worth up to 3,000 points, and it is a premium assignment. So that's another mistake. Okay. First choice would obviously be the war card for 3,000. Now she gets an 800 Paris. Now that's not really a good sign when you do your first task. She doesn't have a whole lot of high valued tasks in her list to begin with, which is another bad sign. And she just got kicked an 800 point task in return, which, like I said, is not a good sign. So her next move would be what? Well, what's the highest in value? Grass, right? What's the next highest in value? Cargo. What's down here? We've got textiles. We've got that war card at the bottom. We've got VU. So what does it come down to? It comes down to really the grass and the cargo, or some of these lower premium options. Now, if we were going to compare one of these premium options, which one would we consider first, the VU or the rare war card? Well, the rare war card is a limited assignment, although war did just begin, right? So we're not really like super in a big hurry for that. So let's compare the premium versus the grass. The grass is 600 points more. We have very few upgrades in our list. And we know that a 1,000 point assignment can usually result in a 3,000 point assignment. With there being no upgrades in the list and there being better options in terms of value, why would we do anything but the grass? As it could probably result in a high upgrade in return, or we'll just end up having to do the grass immediately after anyways. You want to look at the fact that you have a bunch of value possibilities. And right now, almost all of the tasks in her list are of midway value, right? So look, we've got 2 1,000 pointers. You almost always have to have an 800 in your list. Whoa, hold on. Damn, radio turned up on me. Okay, so you have the 800 just came in. If you were to look at the bottom of her list, you would realize that there was no 800 at the beginning, meaning we knew that we were going to get an 800 task to come in. It's always there. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tasks at 1,200 points. Then we have 1, 2 at 1,500 to 1,600 points. The big majority of her list is within a 600 point, 500 point markup. That's not anything. So the odds of it coming back with a midway valued tasks is even less, meaning you have a really good chance of it kicking back a 3K task. That being said, with the rare war card already being here, you run the high risk of it kicking back an upgrade. So with this 1,600 here, it being premium, we would go with grass. And she does VU. Okay, doesn't make any sense to me. So she gets her 2,000 point assignment, which obviously she would do, right? And now she gets a 1,600 residential. So another midway task. Now, at this point, we would go with the grass, like she should have done. And she gets the 3,000 point London. Okay? Now she gets a 1,440 on ladders. So 1,440 on ladders versus 1,200 on cargo versus the stuff down at the bottom. So what's the correct choice? Well, ladders. 440 points more. And right now, we do not want to risk rotating one of those lower assignments for the same reasons as before. So why is it that she picks ladders now? That doesn't make any sense, does it? If you were to follow her line of thinking a little bit ago when she picked the VU over the grass, we have a shop production now that is 160 points lower than the grass was, and it takes longer to make. Yet, for some reason, she came to the conclusion that ladders was correct, but she did not come to that same conclusion when she was picking between VU and grass. How does that make sense? When the war assignment is premium also, and it's limited. Yeah, so she gets her 3K VU, 3K London. Now she gets 2280 on glass. 2 rounds. Low-level player. 8 assignments in. 5 days, 2 hours remaining. Can she afford to take this downtime right now? Absolutely not. So what should she do? Well, let's go to the next highest. She's got cargo for 12. Textiles for 12. War card for 1,000. So, should she prep the glass or the text? She should prep the text. Absolutely. Okay? She could prep the textiles and still have 10 slots remaining in her factories. Getting that done while she gets that war card done. Because why would we pick cargo? It's non-premium. And it's only 200 points more. And the max value it can be is 1,800. So it's also not limited like the war assignment is. There's no downtime for the war assignment. We cannot afford to take downtime for glass right now. What about the epic? Same concept. Epic is a non-premium assignment. It usually comes back in like 3s. And it either stays away or just continues to come back. It's a pain in the ass. So, that being said, the correct choice here would be to prep textiles and do the rare war card. Okay, now, usually what I do is I would do the rare war card just before I prep the text, just to make sure that nothing comes in immediately after. So she does the rare war card and she gets a 2,000 point assignment. Okay? 2,000 VU. So at this point, when I got this, I would have immediately started prepping textiles. Now she's got VU. Now let's go back and look at the time. She's at 5 days, 2 hours. 5 days, 2 hours. Okay. Now she gets her 3,000 point upgrade. So there's one upgrade 2 upgrades, total 3 upgrades. Okay, so 3 out of 7. So she's got 4 more she has to get. 2 of her tasks of main task value are things she cannot do, and 1 is glass. She's still very early on, so before bed, if nothing comes, up before about 5 hours or whatever before bed, she can start the first half of glass. But she may want to consider the fact that that can come back. So she's in a bad spot here. Her list is not looking very good. She takes the downtime for glass. I don't know what time of day it was for her, but I would not have done that. I would have went with the textiles. Okay, so after glass, she gets minerals, which I'm assuming she does. Okay. Now she gets VU again. Hammers for 1920. Tables for 1560. Okay. So at this point, we're at 4 days, 19 hours. So let's go back to when she picked up the minerals. 4 days, 20 hours. So it's been 1 hour. Okay. She's got that done. Now she's on to tables. So she's... Wait a minute. I don't understand. Are we missing something here? Where did the VU come from? She did the hammers. And now she has VU and tables. That means she did something. I don't know what she did over the VU. Okay. What the hell are you doing? So, I don't understand this. I really don't. That must be the screenshot that was mixed up. So she did cargo over the VU. Why? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, she gets 1650 on chemicals. Here we are, 4 days, 18 hours. She still hasn't prepped text, I'm assuming. Which now we're getting really, getting into what 17 assignments done. This could have been done forever ago. And that way it would have had time to either stay away or come back without having to be too close to the streaks and open up a spot. Because here's the thing. What you really want to do is you want to look at your entire list and see what is possible. Okay? The way I see it is this. Of these assignments, let's cross off anything that we can't touch. 1, 2, 3 upgrades. We still need 4 more upgrades. Now, where do you see spots for these 4 more upgrades? If we don't touch the monster, we don't touch the design challenge, keys are always in the list, repairs always in the list, chems at that value, we try not to touch. So where do you see room for all this stuff? The epic and the textiles, right? And the VU. That's 3. We still need 1 more just for upgrades. And she still has to have things to work with. So at this point, she needs to seriously consider her options here. She doesn't have a lot going on here. She's already taken enough downtime for the glass. She can't afford to waste her active war time. So at this point, she needs to get the VU done and see what comes in. Okay? What the hell are you doing with your screenshots? Ah! Okay, whatever. So here we are with this. Does the VU. I don't know where the hell she's at. Here's the glass for 2400. This will be the second time glass has come in. Well, yeah, at that value, that does suck. But being how it's come in twice now, you can't afford to take more downtime. So, at least not right this minute. That being said, we need to assess a cancellation. We have to open something up here. And you really don't want to cancel your upgrade, even though it is for 3,000 points, because you have that design challenge that you can cancel. Now, typically, you don't cancel the design challenge, but In this situation, that upgrade has to come back regardless, whether it be for 3,000 or 2,000 or whatever, right? Now, the point being is that we need to open up a spot in the list, not just the value. So if we can get the Epic, the Tex, the Paris, and the Glass, then she can have all 7 upgrades in her list, but that would not leave her anything else left to work with. That's risky, right? So at this point, we're not too close to streaks. We have 22 assignments before we even think about doing streaks. Now would be the time to cancel that design challenge. She could cancel the upgrade, but like I said, that doesn't open up another slot for her to have something to come in at. And she may not get that upgrade back, so that's too risky. I would have canceled the design challenge. She went with the Glass, took more downtime that she could not afford to take, gets a 3K VU, does that. Now she gets an 1840 on Sugar. More downtime, because now the 1840 on Sugar is something that really can't be ignored. And she really can't afford that downtime that she's taking for it. Look at all these factory productions. She never even did the Tex. That could have been done forever ago and got it out of the way, especially early on. It would have been nice to get it out of the way. Because here's the thing. Whenever you guys look at whenever you guys assess your list and you look at your choices, you're looking at what is the right choice out of all of these assignments based on what? What are you basing that on? Are you basing it on value and opportunity? Are you basing that on value, opportunity, history of your assignments, what's going on in your game? That category, the game category. What do you put into that category? What are you looking at? Everything, okay? Is there something going on in your game that needs some kind of thought going to it? Like, is war downtime, active wartime, your list. Think about this. If you have to have 7 upgrades in your list and still have things to work with, you have to arrange these assignments in the right sequence, the right time, in order to get what you want. If you can't even get what you want with what you have here, and you're not doing anything to arrange it differently, you're going to screw yourself. Okay? Always look at your entire list as a whole. And this is why when I tell you guys to do your task assessments, those are actually really important. They teach you everything that you need to know about the assignments and how you make your selection. Okay? If you ever get stuck and don't know what to do a task assessment. Start marking everything out. Look at everything. See, where do you even have room for things to come in? Look at everything that's no touch. Cross everything off and see what you have left to work with. And then, after you've marked everything no touch and you've crossed everything off, if you got nothing left, then you have to do something. You have to do something to improvise, and you have to pick whatever one that you marked no touch that you normally would not do, you have to sacrifice. And that's where risk comes in. When you get task lists like this, you have to make some type of a risk, okay? You don't want to let things like these factory productions sit for too long to the point where by the time you get to it, you're already too close to streaks to do anything about it. But you don't want to do the very long ones and burn through all your active wartime, like she did with the Glass. I mean, that was like 20 hours of Glass. That's ridiculous. The textiles should have been done a long time ago, okay? Now, in this situation, she has a sugar task that needs rotated, preferably before she gets too close to the streaks, but she's already taken enough downtime. I don't know where we're at with war at this point in time in the game. I don't know what time of day it is for her. I don't know what she has prepped, So all of these things are going to matter when you make your selection, but the sugar is going to need done. Now, the next thing, like I said, would be the Tex. I would prep the Tex and get them out of the way first. And the reason I say that is because she's taken too much downtime already. Those should have already been done. And she needs to open up the possibility. If you look at the comm guide, you'll see, or should see, that Sugar has a higher algorithm rate than textiles. Textiles is a hit and miss. Okay? Sugar usually always comes back around. So once it's there, it's usually there and comes back. Same with chems. Now, textiles is only 1 round, whereas for her, sugar is 2 rounds. So she needs to get the textiles done. She needs to cancel that submit design challenge, and she may have to open up that epic as well. In this particular situation, canceling the design challenge is what needs done. And she does an 800 Paris. Now, what did I just say about there being an 800-point task in the list? That there is almost always an 800-point task in the list. If you do the only 800-point task in the list, it will obviously, more than likely, be replaced by an 800-point task at some point very soon. Why would she do that? That's non-premium. It's the lowest assignment in the list. Why would she pick that over Epic? Why would she pick that over anything else? Yeah. What happens when you do a really low assignment? Remember, I told you it usually kicks back to even you out? Well, it just kicked her another upgrade worth 3,600 points. So, here we are. We've got 39 assignments remaining. That's a lot of assignments to have 1, 2, 3. 3 tasks at 2,500 points or higher. 3 of which she cannot do. Now, what is she going to do? Is she going to cancel the old town and be in the situation that she was in before? Except for, now she's got a bigger issue that she's now down an assignment. She needs to cancel the design challenge. She does sugar. So her whole point in doing the Paris was probably because she didn't want to take downtime. Yet, here she is, seconds later after making the wrong choice, taking downtime. Paint for 1,200. Does paint. Mind you, she's still working the same doorway for the most part. 1,850 on a lunch-specific war tack. Okay. 1,000 VU. Okay, so at this point, again, now we're 3 days, 18 hours remaining. Nothing good has really come in. Running out of time to cancel that design challenge here. She's got no room for anything. She needs to do the damn text or the epic if she's not going to cancel that damn design challenge, because ultimately that's what needs done. Oops. And she does chems. Takes even more downtime that she can't afford to take. This is for 2 rounds, so 4 hours. Why didn't she do the techs? Because they're lower? So if she would have done her comm math, she would have realized that text has been sitting for longer. Okay. It has less algorithm in terms of coming back around. It's 1 round, not 2, right? So about the same time frame as the chems. $1,800 cargo. Okay. All right. 1,680 on seeds, and she does that. 13 tasks before having to begin streaks. Still needs upgrades in her list. She still doesn't have all 7 of them. Why the hell she's canceling? I don't have a clue. She really can't afford to do that. If anything, she needs to cancel the design challenge, not that, because she doesn't have her other upgrades. She gets war deliveries, and she does seeds. Why? Don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're in war right now. If we're not in war right now, well, once again, why didn't you do textiles? Those need done. You need to rotate a different doorway. You need to get them out of the way. Are you kidding me right now? What the hell? 3 days, 4 hours. 3 days, 5 hours. That's an hour difference. So either we weren't in war or we were. Which one was it? Either way, it was an hour wait. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Wow. Well, there's that 3,000 upgrade. Except for this one's London, not Old Town. So now you do VU. Oh my God, this is terrible. This is so bad. This is bad. All right. So you're not prepping techs. You just have your factories doing nothing because you're able to prep minerals. And now you get glass for time 3. 7 assignments before the streaks. Still missing upgrades. Already into second war. And you do glass again. Why? Like, how many times do I have to say it? Honestly, how many times do I have to say you have to be very careful what assignments you rotate before the streaks that have long periods of downtime? Each time glass has come in, it's been for 2 rounds each, and it's come in 3 times. That's like 30 hours of downtime you've spent on 3 damn assignments. All of which were still below 3,000 points. That was the stupidest thing ever. Why would you do that? And are you kidding me? I'm gonna explode. Okay, please explain this to me. So earlier, you picked the 1K VU over the 1,600 non-premium common war attack. But now, when it's here for 2,000 points, you pick the common war attack. Unbelievable. Really? 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 Now? Now? After 3 days? And 48 assignments? 2 assignments before the streaks? 2! When you have a 2K VU there. Now is when you do the techs. What the hell? Why? What is wrong with you? What are you doing? I mean, are you even thinking at this point? Or are you just pulling tasks out of a hat? I mean, you gotta remember, man, I'm training you for free. Okay? You've been in the group for far too long to be doing crap like this. This is bad. This is real bad. This is like, what the hell are you even doing? Wow, bad. You picked... Wow. Okay, sugar for 1360. You're kidding me, right? So, wait a minute here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't even have a bottom screenshot. Let's see. For Christ's sake. How long until I get a bottom screenshot around here? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you didn't even have all the upgrades in the list, is what it looks like to me. It's hard to tell since I don't have any bottom screenshots around here, but, you know. Looks like... Anyway, point I'm getting at is you rotated text before the streaks, then you rotate minerals over a 2,000 VU when you really need points. Then, with 20 assignments remaining, knowing that you don't have your other stuff secured, and knowing that you have a 2K premium main task in your list, you then start the streaks. Why? Why wouldn't you rotate the VU? What's it going to hurt? What reason do you have to not rotate that? It could have brought in feed. It could have brought in glass. It could have given you VU throughout the streaks and made your average higher. It's a main assignment. It's been there. And you just let it sit. Now you... How do you have that? I thought you had keys in your list. What? Okay, dude. What the hell did you do now? I swore you had keys in your main list, or was that at the top? I'm so irritated I can't even think anymore. Yeah, you did. So when did you rotate the keys? I must have missed that screenshot. Wow. Okay. 140,000 points. And you used... Did you use any tickets? No? So you 60 assignments, 140,000 points, just barely a 2K average, just a little higher. With streaks, mind you. You didn't deserve to win. You really didn't. I'm going to be honest with you. That was bad. I've been grading you for a while. A long time. And you did really good your first couple of weeks. Then you were teamed up against a group member who... It was his first week in Mega. I had never even seen him play. And I knew he was going to beat you. Because you're not trying. You're not. You're not giving it any bit of attention or anything. You're not even trying. If you were trying, you wouldn't be making those mistakes. Making mistakes is one thing, but making mistakes like that tells me you're not trying, you're not thinking. It takes me time out of my day to train you. It takes me time to grade you. And you take up a spot in my group. And you play like this. This is not what somebody should be playing like if they've been training for months. Malvin beat you on his first week in Mega, and I knew he was going to. And I didn't even help him. I just overlooked his choices. And then he beat you every week thereafter. And then he was the one that decided to demote himself and miss out on 2 weeks of Mega so that you guys could split up, even though he was beating you. When really it should have been you to be demoting down. You really need to try harder. You really, really do. You need to do better at your task assessment. You need to actually think when you make your choices and go through and try the contest to Mayor's math. I mean, Kat, she wins every week. Does she make mistakes? I'm sure she does. I haven't graded her in a while. But every time I have graded her, even when she was making mistakes, she was submitting comm math sheets. Her stuff looks like she's trying. Star makes the initiative to come to me on his own behalf and ask if he can just look over somebody else's choices and grade them for practice. Those are the people that want to play and win and do good. I can tell just by their ambition and the things that they're doing. But when you've been in my group for like 5 months or something, and you're playing like this, that shows me that you're playing like this because you're not trying. Okay? So, yeah, I would be doing something about that.